All right, let's talk about some pro tips when we're talking about using Google Docs. So here we're going to take a look at the way that this can be collaborative. First, we've created this HyperDoc that we wanted our students to take a look at and do some work on. But let's say I wanted to add in another page. So I'm going to go right where at the bottom of this doc, and I'm going to click Insert, and I'm going to put in a page break. And I'm doing this because I want to start fresh. So I've got this new one here. I want to format my text as or rather my paragraph style as my title, because I want to apply this to be a title. And I'm going to write group work. And what I want to do is I want my students to be doing the work above together in their groups. And then here, or maybe they'll do that part individually. And then in their group work, I'm going to have them do something else. So in here, what I'm going to ask them to do, and I love my table, so I'm going to insert another table. And let's say I have 20 kids in the class. Sure. So I'm going to tell the students in that they're going to choose their box. Choose your box. And please add in one photo of an elephant and add in one detail that you found amazing. All right, so each student is going to use their box to add something else. And then I might want to make the boxes bigger just to give them a start. But once they start putting things in the box, that's going to change on its own anyway. All right, so you always have that as an option. So you have this grid in here that maybe you number the boxes depending on how you want to do it. Right now I have one per student. Maybe you only need 4 boxes because you're going to group them together. However you want to do that. So, so the students are going to be doing their work here. So a couple things I want to show you. First of all, over on the left, you'll see that it's created a document outline for me. I haven't had to do anything. And the reason I wanted that group work to be a title is because your titles are what drive this table of contents. So as long as you format your paragraph style with tables, or titles rather, and subtitles, they will show up on this section. So then you can click on it and it will take you directly to each part. So there's a little pro tip that you may not have known. I showed you the Explore button and some pro tips there, which I think is important. But let's say the students were doing their work in here and they put in, fun fact, elephants are swimmers. All right, and they put something in there and you want to make a comment on it. You want to give them some formative feedback right off the bat. And you can do that. So what you can do is you can highlight any word on here. So I'm going to highlight swimmers. And when I do that, you'll notice that this new toolbar comes over on the top, on the side here. I can click to add a comment, or I can put in a suggested edit. So let's say they forgot to put their end, they forgot to put the exclamation point. And I highlight this, I can put in as a comment, and I can say exclamation point, and it will suggest that. And then I can also leave them a comment there. I'm going to resolve that just so it goes away. Or I can highlight the word swimmers and press add comment. And here I can say, wow, I didn't know that. How often do they swim? All right, so now they're going to have to answer me because I asked a question. And let's say I know that this box was, Peggy's box. If I click the at, as soon as I do that, anyone that I usually text is going to come up. So I'm going to just grab somebody. I'll do Mary Beth here. So I grab Mary Beth, and as soon as I do that, her email shows up. I can click the box to assign it to her, and then she's going to get a message, a notification saying you have a comment that's directed towards you. All right. So you can always do that when you're creating comments. You can also just comment, interesting, and hit exclamation point. And that will just stay on this document. Up at the top, next to your share button, all of your comments will stay here as kind of like a history. So you can see the comments back and forth to each other. So you can take a look at that information in there. Now there's a couple other things I want to show you. So I'm going to switch over to my another account to show you some of the other things that can happen on a document. All right, so I'm over here in another document here. And I want to show you on a document that has some history because you just saw me create one, so there's no history on it. You have this little trend line that's right up in the top right-hand corner here. When you click on that trend line, it's going to show you who has viewed the document that I've shared with, all the people within my domain that have looked at it. And if I click on Viewer Trend, I can see the last time this document was open, and I can see all of the history of when it's been open over time. All right, so let's say you sent a document, a collaborative doc to your students. Here's where you're able to see who's touched the document and when. All right, so you can always see that in your trending history. All right, the other thing you can do is if you click at the top where it says last edit, I can click and see who did what and when. So I can see all of the people that were in this document, and each of them are color coded, so I know who made the edits each time. So you can see I added this part and Carrie added something else. If I click on the current version, I can see all of the different colors of who did what on the document. All right, so this is very handy for you to see who did what as your students are doing their work.